when they divvy up the snacks in the intermission. That seems unlikely. Folks, stick around for the intermission. Lots to come, lots to entertain you, and we've still got 40 minutes of hockey to come from here in Toronto. This is Toronto Marlies hockey. Alex, I was talking to Reese Johnson prior to the practice. He's just really excited about the amount of resources that are available here with Toronto. And I just saw you talking to Steve Sullivan there. What kind of resources is a guy like that who's played so many NHL games?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that. I really respect Sully, and I mean, as everyone does, he's played a lot of games in the NHL, so just trying to he's our power play coach, so oftentimes I'm talking offense with him and stuff like that. Just there's not a lot of opinions that I value more than his offensively. Like he played in the NHL that long as kind of an undersized but competitive guy, and he really thinks the game well, and I'm just trying to constantly learn and then also just work on our power play and understand how I can be better. And Reese is very, perceptive to think about that. Like the resources, they're really good here, and any good pro is going to take advantage of them.
And I think over the course of, you spend a little bit of time here, you begin to think, oh, well, that's just what everybody does, but obviously it isn't. What do you see as just that availability of all that information and what you've been able to process in your time here? What has it lent to your game?
I mean, it's definitely lent a lot. It's just gaining that confidence to ask questions. And one thing that, I try to press upon myself is, we have a great staff here and people who are readily available, but even if you don't think someone's available, just force them to be available and force them to answer your questions and stuff like that. Because if you're ambitious and you have a question you want answered or want to improve in some way, sometimes you got to work for it a little bit. So that's Sully doesn't bite though, so he's very open to talk about whatever I ask him, and he seeks me out sometimes as well. So Sully, all the other people too, we have a great relationship, and I think it's smart to take advantage of that stuff and carry it with you wherever you go.
Sometimes you get into a game, you come out of it with a win, and it somehow builds more confidence than a lot of other games in the schedule. You feel that way about that Providence game? It felt like there was a little bit more juice added to the team.
It was a big win, and we understood before the game how big it was. Just the dialogue amongst ourselves and things like that. It's, I don't think late February, early March necessarily going as well as we'd like in terms of the wins and losses. So to kind of come out of that with a big win in Bridgeport, we knew it's always tight to kind of get out of those funks. But then the big thing is not falling back into the funk and putting the pedal down again. And no better test than Providence. They're a pretty loaded team that I think should be around near the end of the year. So the dialogue in the room was great. We wanted the challenge, and we accepted it. And now we have arguably even a bigger challenge this weekend with 2 games against a really good Checkers team. So you want to be a team that gets remembered and does some good things down the stretch. You got to beat good teams and position yourselves as well as possible heading into the year. Not just standings, but the way you're playing and feeling as a group. So Wednesday was a good step for that. Win on Saturday would be another huge step. So,
Jacob, every so often in a hockey season, you run into a team, you play a team, and you gain a lot of confidence out of a win. You guys feel like you did that against Providence on Wednesday?
Yeah, I felt like we played a more complete game. We've been struggling a little bit there to kind of get our foot on the offensive side, but felt good. We played good defensively, and we scored some goals, so it felt good.
What does it mean coming into this weekend? This Charlotte team, obviously a quality team as well. Where are you guys at as far as facing them at Scotiabank on Saturday?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, a good challenge for us. See if we can keep the momentum going. They're a good team off the rush, so we got to make sure in that area, but it's gonna be a fun one tomorrow.
You like the afternoon start, the 1:30 game?
I personally love them. Just wake up, go to the rink. it's good. Good start time. Got the night after, so it's good.
John, a productive bit of business today at practice?
Yeah, it was. We had a day off yesterday, well deserved. The guys deserved it, but we have a really good team coming in, so we had to make sure, especially being our first early practice in a while, that we had the guys humming and making sure they're ready to go for tomorrow afternoon.
That Providence team played with same kind of speed and skill, it seemed like, that you guys play with. What do you see in this Charlotte team? Same kind of thing?
Yeah, they play with the same speed. I think they're a little bit more north-south as far as they like to work you down low. They got some big, strong forwards, so we got to get pucks stopped. They're gonna be a different challenge for us. But if we bring that same juice and jam that we had with the ability to track and play in the D-zone coverage, I think we'll do really well.
We look at your lineup now and setting it through, kind of for the next 6 weeks. What do you like about the crew that you have?
Well, I think there's some identity there. I think we've been searching a little bit, but we have to get guys in. But when it gets down to the crunch time, we got to give them the best chance to put them in a chance to succeed and give our team a really good chance to win. So I liked how Reese and that fourth line, so-called on paper is fourth line, but they play like a third line, and our third line plays like a second line. So I like our balancing in our lineup, and I think it has some good chemistry within it.
Sarah, are you serious?
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Seven? In how long? Gotta pick up my pace when I'm gonna catch him. got us too cautious. Six, and then a cheat. Yeah, 6 and then a 7th that definitely shouldn't count.
Streaks it left big side. Scores! They are Calder Cup champions!
You know.
Sarah, are you serious?
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am.
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Eventful first period. Certainly the two teams know each other enough over this season and have amassed enough video to create something like that. As Jesse Pugliarvi takes a beautiful feed here from C.J. Smith and is able to find the open spot. It looked a little indecisive, but I think almost on purpose as the Charlotte Checkers get on the board. First power play opportunity and then a couple of decent opportunities through the game, but truly 8 shots on goal, pretty average in the way of shots were concerned for the Charlotte Checkers. But this 2-on-1 coming back the other way, and Alex Steeves, he's a shooter, and shooter shoot, and he comes up with the goal there. Abrazizi presenting a nice target at the other side as well. The Marlies with 6 shots on goal, and so there you see how it popped off the wall from Villeneuve and Shaw, and Steeves makes no mistake there. He's got a wicked shot that's hard to detect where exactly it's going and coming from for goaltenders. You can see there, not many folks get in that situation. Nice little save there from Hildeby as he gets the pad out to keep that one out. And Capo Kakinen doing some work the other way as well, that time on Dakota Mermis. And boy, if you think that everybody just is okay with everybody, so Solo and Ben Steeves, of course, they know each other, and Alex Steeves gives him a little fist bump there as Solo comes over. Teammates before brothers, I suppose, certainly within this 60-minute window of competition. And both these guys know that all too well, playing competitive hockey throughout their lives. And I did ask Alex at the end of the first game that they played, what was it like out there? He said, well, once the puck drops, there's no kidding around about it. You're out there to win a hockey game. It doesn't matter who's on the other side of it. And I think anybody who's ever had a sibling understands that as well. It could be as simple as playing Chinese checkers on a rainy Sunday afternoon, or as important as a professional hockey game. So, as the stakes are obviously a little higher than playing checkers, but the intensity probably not all that different. And I don't think there's a little brother in the world that doesn't take great satisfaction in winning a game over their big brother. As Leonard picks up the puck and trying to work his way past Logan Shaw. He tried to draw a little bit of a penalty there, but nobody bought on it. Back up the wall. Steves tries to chop it back out. Now here comes Abrazizi. 2-on-1 with Logan Shaw. Abrazizi shoots, and that one off the glove of Kakinen. Out into the middle. Looking for an opportunity to bring it in. Now here's Leonard waiting for the opportunity on the pass, but instead the choice to get right to the goal. Charlotte coming off a win last night. They got themselves a 4-2 lead, but then Eric Brandstrom picked up his second of the night to make it 4-3 and made it interesting in the last minute and a half in Rochester, as Hervinen drops that one back to Villeneuve before he is put to the ground. John Leonard ended up with the game winner in that one. Ben Steves had his 6th goal of the season. Miller turns around and tries to press it down the wall, cross ice. Puck wobbles its way back over to Hervinen, and across the line it comes. Nylander drops it back to Quillen. And now Quillen trying to force it back. Hervinen didn't have many options. He tried to cut back around, and it got by Miller at the blue line and back out. Niemela finds the option as Tommy Miller moves it back through the middle. We talk about Albany, one of the odd little things that happen as Miller moves it back up through the middle. Odd little things you remember from the places you visit. Here's Steves to the goal off the blocker of Hildeby as it comes back up. Turning again, and Quillen trying to get loose and get that puck back out of the zone. It will not go as it is put back out front. A great opportunity that doesn't connect. As Okolyar was right out front. He's wearing the bubble. Drawn in, shot goes up and into the neighbor's yard. But Albany, the Hudson River goes through Albany, and of course down into New York and out to the ocean. I was going to say the sea, like I was like a sea captain or something at some point. Out to the sea, it would go hard. And it's an estuary at that point, and I never knew that. And I'm guessing that it's not common knowledge, and I'm guessing that it's kind of useless information, but it's one of those odd little pieces of information that you pick up while when you go to a place and you realize, oh, one, I didn't know what an estuary was, and two, I didn't know the Hudson River, the tides of the Hudson River went that high all the way back up into Albany. It is right back up, Mastro Simone. An estuary is where the tides of the sea meet the flow of the river. So you look on your googly maps, and I'm going to tell you it's a pretty long way. Albany is from the ocean, or if you prefer the sea. Carrick. Blandisi trying to get a whack at it. Scoop back out on the ice is in the middle of it before Solo drags it out of there, and now Mastro Simone trying to find a way to get it on goal. Chopped off the wall, and Villeneuve gets a piece of it to send it right back in, and the Marlies will make some changes. There are other things about Albany that are as interesting, but back through the middle it comes. Leonard. Here he is again. There's a shot there from Lockwood this time as Pare moves it back up the wall. Reese Johnson with the Marlies, and we get a whistle on a hand pass as it looked like they were going to call something when the two bodies collided there, but instead just a hand pass in the early second period. And there's lots of, well, first of all, you know, the move to Charlotte as far as a travel destination in the American Hockey League. Talk about how nice Albany is with the incredible state building and the Capitol and the agency buildings, which are like the X-Files. But Charlotte, really one of the top destinations in on the tour. As it comes back, Vilna trying to get it back in. He hit Reese Johnson. Welcome to the Toronto Marlies. As puts the play offside. Reese Johnson joining the team, his second game. Marlies making a couple of adjustments to their lineup at the AHL trade deadline, which was yesterday at 3 o'clock. As they added Johnson, back in it comes. Down into the corner. Crisculo trying to move it, center back out. Steve's reaching for it. Abrazizi got there, but this puck will ride back out as Niemela gets a hold of it. Brandon Baddock also added out of the Rockford Ice Hogs as it is sent back in. So a couple of folks out of the Central Division coming back to the Toronto Marlies. Logan Shaw, they got in contact with some folks who are in Rockford that used to be with the Marlies. Joey Anderson, of course, he's in the Blackhawks organization. Down the left side, Crisculo leaves it back. Smith down toward the goal, off the pads, loose out front, and Hildeby got crossed up a little bit, but Abrazizi is able to get a hold of it. Niemela looks ahead for Shaw, decides to curl back and give everybody a bit of a breather as he finds Nylander at his own blue line. Works back through center. Nylander trying to lift it up as Lockwood got vertical and knocked it down, and across the line they come. Asplund trying to catch up to the puck. He runs into Chaz Sharp, and this one will go all the way back down the ice. As I say, Charlotte a pretty solid little visit as well. They've got a little blues club over there. I don't remember the name of it necessarily, but they, well, I don't know if it's a blues club, but it's they have a jazz night over in Charlotte. I think it's on Monday nights. In fact, I'm real sure it's on Monday nights, and it is a terrific jam. Some of the local jazz musicians that shot there, picked up, come out on Monday nights and just put on a show as Quillen, without his stick, knocks his man down and is to the bench to pick up a new one from Will Burns as he gets back on top of it. A little help there from Solo, who got it back, but then could not retrieve it back on his backhand. Somebody in Charlotte right now is listening, knowing exactly the place I'm talking about. A little hole in the wall, some great music. Here's Solo back out of the corner. Quillen. You got Jimmy Holstrom on the organ here, legend here in Toronto. Here's Solo out front. That one comes off the stick and it's in the goal! And the Marlies take the lead as Jacob Quillen finds the puck and puts it in. Some discovery for Quillen as he was out front in a good spot, searching for the puck. Comes around behind the goal. Solo picks it up there and then threw it off the goaltender. It went off a skate, and Quillen, from his knees, is able to get a hold of that puck and knock it in. No question about it that time, as Quillen, Solo, Mastrosimone, they've all had these moments here in the last few games trying to decide who had scored what goal, but that time I think that was pretty clear as Zach Solo picks it up. Cross ice, it comes, Blandisi to the goal, and Solo back out, Blandisi with another chance, and it's back to Vilna. Mermis, long distance side of the goal, reaching for it was Joe Blandisi. What a shift he was having trying to get a hold of that puck. It'll come all the way back down the ice and be picked up on the icing call. In fact, last game, Mastrosimone, I think it was at the end of the game, back and forth trying to figure out who had scored the goal in the last game. On the official sheet, changed like 4 times. Almost 7 minutes gone here in period number 2. Miller right back to it. Out of the corner. No touch there for Johnson as Miller moves it back along the wall. Lifted down the ice as Niemela recovers it. Got Ben Steeves in front of him. A long pass ahead for Barbolini as he turns, trying to feed it cross ice. He had some help in Johnson coming in on the far side, but couldn't get him the puck, and now moves it back along to Topi Niemela. Drops into the corner. Cedric Pare after it. Squeeze along the boards. Up the left side. Skoog. Good to see him back out on the ice participating after he took a hit there that shook him a little bit in the first period. Off the wall, long shot, comes out the other side. A little fall and a hand on the puck as it's played up along the far boards. Knocked down and grabbed up as Rafai picks it up and eases it down into the Charlotte zone. He was trying to get over to the bench, but then Skoog was also trying to exit the ice surface. And now here comes Steeves back across the line. The crowd interested in seeing what he can do. And at the blue line, nearly gives that one away. A little too much dancing at the blue line. Shaw picked up as Mermis gets across and into the zone. Carrying it down into the corner. He's got Steeves out front. There's the shot right on. Great chance from Shaw. Turning around. Mermis sent it into a hip and back along to the blue line. Not out as Steeves fights his way trying to get through Will Lockwood. Flop back into center. Mermis. Tip back in. Rolls at the side of the goal and Capo Kakinen is going to hang on to that one as Nick Abrazizi was right there and runs into a little bit of aggressive negotiation about goaltender rights. 9 minutes and 6 seconds into this second period. And Kakinen, who comes over from Manitoba, he lost twice to the Marlies earlier this year, 2-0 and 5-0. Looked briefly like the Shovel Crew was going to come out, and they've been recalled. Nothing defective about them, but they just weren't ready for them. And they backed that right up, taking less TV timeouts today, trying to get this game in and get themselves situated for the Leaf game tonight against the Senators. Back down the ice it comes. These are the kinds of games, you know, when you've got something set up for later that oftentimes find themselves going to the maximum allowable situation. You know, there's a bunch of rink guys just going, oh, come off right now. This thing sorted in regulation. That's a shot there. Dribbles at the side of the goal, and Quillen trying to clean another one up. Had some beauty goals this year. Had a game winner, his first game winner the other night in overtime, but has scored a fair bit of grittier goals that have required more than just a little bit of skill and also a little bit of determination. Back down the right side. Cutting back, Nylander. Cross ice. Miller and hard back in, Roni Hervinen. And that is chopped up and in the neighbor's yard. And the Shovel Crew is just like antsy to get out there. And now here they come. And there was some hesitation. Some hesitation straight off the hop. It's like 3 of them came out and the rest of them were kind of like, I don't know about this. We'll be back for sure, without question. Before you know it. This is Toronto Marlies hockey.
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Well, here at the Scotiabank Arena, folks being entertained on a Saturday afternoon. There's something about a Saturday afternoon hockey game. It draws a lot of folks in. I don't know. The Marlies often play at 4 o'clock. They do so again tomorrow, and I've always liked the afternoon game. As they turn around, center back over. Smith was looking for it, didn't find it, and it is hard back down the ice as Zach Solo gets down into the corner after it, working against Benning, and he's pulled off of the puck, and indeed that is a penalty. Benning is trying to promote the idea that that was perhaps embellished just a little bit. Regardless, he won't get the benefit of the doubt there as he is led off. And he got him pulled around pretty good on that opportunity as the Marlies go back to the power play. And Logan Shaw comes in for this face-off. They win it back into the corner, and the Checkers try to get it back out, but it redirected, and Villeneuve down toward the goal. Blandisi side of the goal, and digging around for it is Abruzzese as they get it back up to the blue line. Villeneuve able to keep it in, and he and Abruzzese combine to move the puck about down towards the side of the goal as Shaw hoping to get a stick on that one, but Capo Kakinen got his hand to it. Made the save. Marlies power play is take a look at what their numbers have done this year. You get games where you get a couple in at 11 times this year. It's been done, and you get on a bit of a roll over a few games. Shot shorthanded. Abruzzese tapping it along to Shaw, and now Villeneuve. The last 5 games, however, the power play has gone a little dark. 1 for 15, 6.7%. As they come across the line, here's Abruzzese with the shot. The rebound goes high, and to the wall it comes. Picked up by Abruzzese again. Cross ice, finding Steeves. Waits, moves it back to Villeneuve, gets it back. He's a long way away, and now Villeneuve right back to Steeves. They like to get him inside the dots face-off circle. Blandisi with the blast, and that is cut down as Kakinen gets in front of that one. On his 3rd hockey team, started out in the Iowa organization with the Wild. The Minnesota organization, I suppose. Abruzzese, shot there, great opportunity. Comes up with some quality saves. He's faced 16 on the afternoon. And he found himself in the Winnipeg organization, and now here he is plying the trade for Florida and Charlotte. Eldeby sets it up here for Topi Niemela. They got the second unit out. Drop back. To it comes Nylander. He's got smooth skates as he cuts across the line, moving along to Solo into the corner. Back up the wall it comes, and all the way down the ice. Bit of a bouncer. Niemela will come back again. Drops it back one more time. Nylander has Lockwood in front of him. Decides to send it in as there wasn't much room to try and drag it in, and knocked down was Quillen on the play as he was trying to get to the puck, and they decide to just drop it in this time as Criscolo after it. Nylander moves it along to the forehand of Solo, who comes through center and across the line, and then he is upended. Put in onto the stick of Niemela. We're back to 5-on-5. In fact, for a brief moment there, we were back to 6-on-6. Everybody trying to make a change there. Now Rafai handles it as he moves it along for Chaz Sharp. Sharp getting in a couple of games here for John Gruden. As Cade Weber out of the lineup. Boy, he has been solid, getting better, skating, moving the puck, knowing when to move the puck. His patience is improving. And tough to see him out of the lineup, no doubt. 6'7", and has really grown in the league, taking advantage of all the development days that Toronto offers. They work it back out of the corner. We got a whistle on the play. Holding is going to be handed out. Looks like Marshall Rafai is going to go to the box, and Charlotte is going to go to their third power play opportunity of the afternoon. Their goal has come on the power play. As I mentioned earlier, they had a game there where they bust open the Marlies PK, which had not previously given up a goal in the season. And they busted open on a Sunday afternoon in Charlotte. Giving up 4 power play goals. That just simply doesn't happen very often. Shaw. Couple of words here as he takes a look around, jumping in on the PK. The last 5 games, the PK 80.8%, and Alex Steeves will send it down the ice. Holding the stick officially for Marshall Rafai. Leonard brings it across the line, drops it off, and looking high on the line, they decide to give it back to Leonard. He's top of the face-off circle, and inside of the goal. That one swept away by Hildeby, not far. And Marlies are able to get a hold of it, and Alex Steeves sends it the rest of the way. Off the skate of Shaw as they recover it. Benning grabs it up. 6 minutes left to go in this second period. Marlies have the go-ahead goal. Trying to tie it up here, the Checkers, but it is lifted back the other way. Reese Johnson after it. Found him for the puck as he's still on top of it, and then decides to break off here. Trevor Carrick. I don't know if he's a maple syrup king. I think amongst the Carrick brothers, I think it's all princes. I don't think anybody gets to be king of the maple syrup. Asplund high on the blue line. Carrick pushed that one over to the half wall, and a touchdown into the corner. Asplund's taking some real estate out front. Puck rides a little bit there. Puljujarvi goes down low below the goal line. Little pitch and catch as they move it back up, and out of the zone it goes. And nobody knows the hierarchy of maple syrup. Quillen across the line, but Johnson picks it up, fires it at goal, and that is grabbed up and hung on to by Capo Kakkonen. Johnson would have seen him a fair bit, of course, over in the Central Division. Manitoba, that crew rolls along. Good hit there by Carrick, but he's the one that gets the worst of it off Quillen, who had a sturdier stance. 16 seconds left to go in the power play here for the Charlotte Checkers. Ebbs and flows. It seems a little bit not quite like basketball where you go on runs, but there are moments where suddenly everything seems to be happening for you, and lots of other times when you just can't seem to buy a power play goal. Knocked back at the blue line one more time, and this should do it. Marshall Rafai released on his own recognizance. And now Mermis hounded, trying to get this puck ahead and through the middle. This one will roll and flop its way down into the goaltender and played into the corner. Checkers move it up ice. Asplund at the wall. Gives that one straight over to Joe Blandisi. He's got some help coming in, and Sharp on the glove side. Can't get the puck to him. And it works back into the corner. Lots of open ice as it is backhanded down deep. Niemela trying to track it down. It comes back out front, and a shot point blank. Hildeby turns it away. That's Cedric Pare along for Barbolini. Chipped down into the corner. Pare goes after it there. And up it goes, and it quite got over the glass for a souvenir, but it did touch the netting, so that'll bring the crew out to shovel the ice and clean it off for the last 3:51 of this second period, as the Marlies have themselves a 2-1 lead over the Charlotte Checkers, courtesy Jacob Quillen. We'll be back in a moment.
Sarah, are you serious?
PlayStation.
Logan Shaw in for some 5-on-5 here with the offensive zone draw. Back out Lockwood. Leads it ahead. Villeneuve will pick it up here. Reverses back behind his own goal. Dakota Murmas, toss up for Abrazizi. Reaching for it was Steves. He couldn't collect it, and it is back down deep. Murmas had an eye to it there. Lockwood a better route to the puck, and it is off the wall, and Villeneuve quick up through the middle. Now 3-on-2 back across the line, but offside as Alex Steves throwing his palms in the air. He was trailing the play by probably about 3 feet, and then Abrazizi was trying to figure out, and is still trying to figure out who's offside on this play. Logan Shaw, I'm going to guess maybe, I don't know. Either way, it's not going to be discussed any further. We'll carry on. Not really an option to take a look at that again. Here's C.J. Smith with it, trying to feed it back through the middle. That won't go as Bjorn Funt keeping it in. Bit of a bouncer as Smith comes to it. Pops off the wall with some speed, and Cedric Paré 3-on-2 back the other way as Barbolini picks it up. Trying to move it back into the corner. Cedric Paré out front. Johnson was there, but didn't find the puck. As he works it and pushes it along, Cedric Paré's got help back up high in Rafai as he backs himself out of the corner. Barbolini right back. Cedric Paré off the toes, and Sharp right back to Barbolini. Sharp a long way. Tipped. Johnson off the stick. Still loose, and behind the goal it comes as it's picked up by Johnson. He tries to jam it in and getting great opportunities here in close, but cannot find a way to get the puck by Capo Kakinen. Barbolini down toward the goal. He was going off, but Johnson remains on to get a little tip on the puck, but not enough. Back off the wall it comes, and all the way down the ice. Rafai will come to it with a little over 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. Tossing that ahead. Carrick lets that one go. Trying to force it back through the middle. Niemela will return to it. He and Tommy Miller, as Miller looked like he wanted to cut back the other way. Ben Steves stealing it away, gets a chance. Steves sends that one off the shin pad of Tommy Miller. And Nylander comes back the other way with Roni Hervinen. And a chop there on Quillen is going to end up with a penalty as Ben Steves argues it up. Hooking is going to be the call there, as he's going to go to the box begrudgingly. And so For a minute 29 here or less of this second period that is left, the Marlies are going to have a power play. There's the hook right there. As Steve's trying to slow down Roni Hervinen. You see him in the box, no doubt the two are brothers. 2 minutes or less here for the Marlies as they get the power play opportunity, but they're going to have to do this as it is to the line. Steves keeps it in, and we got a penalty coming up, a slashing call, and I think Logan Shaw is going to be the one that gets the call here. It evens it up at 4 apiece. So 8 seconds of a power play, and this always goes back to my usual argument of power play shouldn't be figured out in opportunities. They should be figured out in minutes, and I know lots of folks do that in the analytics sector, but I think it's a better and more accurate situation. The crowd hates it, by the way. They saw the replay on the big screen, and they've become an orchestra of disgruntled goats. Some days it sounds like booing, some days it sounds like bleeding. They're back onto the stick of Mermis. Now we're going to play a wee bit of 4-on-4. There's Villeneuve. Long to Steves across the line. Cuts in, tried to bring it to the forehand. Now he'll have to work his way back to the puck. Grabbed up by Bjorn Futt. They decide to retreat here for a second as Leonard looking for opportunities. Last minute of play here the second period. I don't know if you quite heard that, but if you didn't, now you know. Villeneuve will collect the loose puck. Leonard will try to chase him down here. Alex Steves tosses this one over to Blandisi, and down into the corner it goes. Steves picks it up from there. He wanted to get that back over to Blandisi, who was heading to the goal. Puck comes the other way, and they're making some changes here as Asplund sends it to the side of the goal. Collected by Steves. He's been out there a while as Marshall Rafai works his way across the blue line. Got a neck protector out on the ice, looks like. And the puck comes back into center. Miller. Abrazizi steps across the line. He has got Nylander. Now Miller. Back over for Rafai toward the goal. The save off into the corner, and that should do it. 20 minutes has transpired here at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. And the Marlies have themselves a 2-1 lead at the end of 40 minutes. Jacob Quillen with his 13th goal of the season. Robert Mastrosimone with his 4th assist. And Zach Solo with his 9th assist of the season. We've got lots to come up in the intermission as we'll have the final 20 minutes for you in less than 15 minutes. Short intermissions today here on FloHockey as well. As the Toronto Marlies up 2-1 on the Charlotte Checkers. We'll be back before you know it.
Big side, scores! They are Calder Cup champions!
You know.
Come on, Willie.
Sarah, are you serious?
テンション
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Do you think he's a better player than you?
Well, we play different positions, so I think he's a better goalie than me.
Perfect.
On in, Dave is going to be administering the polygraph.
Hi, Dave.
Hello,
Hopefully my first and only one of these.
hopefully.
All right, Dave.
I'll be gentle.
You do this pretty frequently?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Anthony,
I'm Jake.
and we're here in the blue room to take on the lie detector test. All right, question 1. Do you think you're one of the best looking guys on the team?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Question 2. Have you ever used your name to get out of something?
yes.
What was it?
I can't remember, but I'm sure I have.
Question 3. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Question 4. Have you ever forgotten a family member's or friend's birthday?
Yes. Too frequently.
Question 5. Have you cooked dinner in the past week?
Oh, yeah.
Question 6. Have you ever forgotten a drill at practice? If so, did you tell the coach?
I have forgotten a drill, but I don't think I told the coach.
Question 7. Have you ever used someone else's toothbrush?
Yeah, I've used my wife's toothbrush for sure. Nobody else other than that, though.
Question 8. Do you think you can beat a lie detector?
No, I don't think I can after Dave, he's all over me right now. Perfect, crushed it. Can you ask me one more question? Are we still rolling?
do you think he's a better player than you?
Well, we play different positions, so I think he's a better goalie than me.
Perfect.
All right.
It's a lie.
Yeah, can you imagine? No. All right, good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
I used to watch like Maury or who was the other one?
Jerry
Yeah, Jerry Springer.
Lie detector determined.
Yeah, exactly. You are not the father.
Are you going to try to be honest, or are you going to try and test it?
I don't know yet. My heart rate's like 140 right now. Oh God, here we go.
All right, Stoli. Have you ever forgotten someone's name that you see every day?
Oh, absolutely. All the time. Nailed it.
Have you ever gone skinny dipping?
No, I have not.
Have you ever broken something and then lied about how it happened?
Yeah. I was a kid.
Can you name the last Bachelor or Bachelorette?
Like the show? Oh
Yeah.
my God, I cannot. I know it was like the Golden Bachelor or whatever, but
Would you consider yourself a good dancer?
no.
Do you think you are the funniest guy on the team?
No.
And lastly, do you think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
Yes. Yes. Come on. Not gonna lie.
You're very honest.
I beat the lie detector
What's the
test.
strategy there?
The last one?
No, the second one, skinny dipping one.
He beat it. I was gonna say, like, everyone's been skinny dipping
Yeah.
once before.
I beat the lie detector. Let's go.
Everything in the experience.
Yeah,
It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
A lot of fun.
I've always been interested how these things work. You're pretty good, Dave. All right, thank
No
you guys.
problem.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Sarah, are you serious?
PlayStation.
Streaks it left big side. Scores! They are Calder Cup champions!
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am.
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
We're starting Matthews line, Moeno, and Stoller.
Pulls into the corner, centering pass, OEL scores! Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a one-timer set up by Max Domi.
You know, at the end of the day, there's 19 other guys who are out there working hard, so I couldn't went to any one of them tonight. I mean, you know, you look at Nizy, big goal. Willie had a lot of, good defensive plays coming back and back checking and stripping guys to the puck, and he had a big goal for us. So, you know, I thought it was a good overall performance by us.
Great job, boys. Again, 5D. Way to step up, but come on, Stoli, babe. Hell of another game.
Stoli. Hell of a job, boys. One more game left on this road trip. So we get those 2 points. Keep going. And the Leafs and Penguins will go to overtime, tied at 5. Still with it. Now looks to get a shot and scores! Willie Nylander wins a wild one in Pittsburgh.
Maxie, happy birthday! You found a way to win, you stay with it. Great job by you guys. I know it's tough. We go home, we got to play tomorrow, and we're back on the road again. So we just got to dial it in here, get your rest here, and we'll get after it again tomorrow. But that's a good job by you guys on this road trip.
2 seconds left, a breakaway chance in a goal! Scores! There's a tenth of a second left on the clock when it goes into the net.
Oh, win, boys.
Caver.
Been a long road trip, been away for quite a while, so you know all the boys are excited to go home for sure. Getting a big win like that to end the road trip when we needed those 2 points and needed that win, that was huge for us.
That's the way to stay with it and win a hockey game. We got 4 games at home here that we got to take advantage of, okay? Let's go, boys. Get our rest here. Got to get our rest, okay? Get some food in. Good job.
Special teams, great job tonight. Power play, penalty kill, but this guy made a couple keep saves early. In overtime, big saves, shootout. Got us to 2 points. Go Wall.
Oh, it's a big one, boys. Great job. Let's get home.
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am.
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Streaks it left big side. Scores!
Well, in case you're wondering, after 40 minutes of play, when the Marlies lead, they're 17-1-0-1. But I would tell you that this team has put together some things this year in third periods, and in second periods, it has been a struggle here and there. They didn't won a whole ton of second periods, but they put together some decent rushes here, good opportunities, and of course, Dennis Hildeby, some saves. That one is not necessarily the most difficult one, but it is one that becomes super important when all you do is face 14 shots. Jacob Quillen was forced to be reckoned with, I think, in that second period. He pushes man over there and he fights along the boards here. He's a player of note and is able to step in, find his way to move that puck, first of all, along the wall to Zach Solo, and then the presence to get back out front looking for an opportunity. Now, luckily, falls to his stick and he's able to bury that one. But the Toronto Marlies up 2-1 after that, and that's where we sit here as they try to pop another one. And this is a really good opportunity, I think, for Logan Shaw there. And Abrazizi comes back across the line and gets a bit of a whip on it, and a rebound too that ends up at the side of the goal. But here near the end of the period, there's a good opportunity for Joe Blandisi. Rips one there, straight on. Good vision from the goaltender to see the whole thing. And but some good chances from the third, fourth line, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they really lean on that one way or another as far as John Gruden is concerned. He uses most of his lines pretty liberally and in lots of different situations. But Reese Johnson and his crew able to create some good opportunities straight out front of the goal. They don't fall, but it keeps the pressure on. It winds the clock down, and we have got some 4-on-4 to play to start this third period as Ben Steeves in the box and Logan Shaw as well. So 25 seconds of 4-on-4. 3-on-2 back across the line, leading it in. Boy, great opportunity for Leonard there, but he didn't connect to it as Benning picks it up, moves it back. Steeves rises to his feet here with less than 10 seconds to go. Leonard driving after it. Villeneuve trying to keep him to the outside. Alex Steeves there as Murmas gets a touch to it and now finds himself on the penalty kill. Villeneuve will send that one in. Boy, it just kisses off the glass. It almost looked like it was going to head out. Petras, Bill Hanna night, legacy night. That's what it is in Charlotte. As it comes back across the blue line. A couple of nights there, just terrific, terrific stuff. Charlotte's a great town for finding music. This one lifted down into the corner. Marshall Rafai after it there. Rafai will pick it up. He's got Quillen up along the left side, stealing that one. Willie Arby has hit it down into the corner. Kyle Crisculo, Chaz Sharp right on top of him. A chance up from Cincinnati in the ECHL. Dragging that one, but having it wander away from his stick. Willie Arby gets it back up high the blue line. Slapped in off the pads of Hildeby, and the rebound goes wide as they work to get that one back out across the line. Knocked down by Hervinen. Into the zone it comes. Rafai taking a look up top. Decides to hang on as the Marlies making some changes here. Topi Niemela finding Blandisi. Tosses it in and goes after it himself. Along the near side, Mastro Simone, Blandisi, little reach to it, moving it back to Solo to the goal, but just looking to make a connection out front and a centering chance. Carrick right away, Solo on top of him. Comes back up along the near side, reaching for it. Mastro Simone unable to keep it in. Topi Niemela comes back to it, finds his defensive partner in Miller, and Blandisi kicks it ahead. Right back off the glass and out. Marlies keep it out of the zone briefly. Blandisi rounds on it. as Dakota Murmas waits on it. I think one of the reasons Charlotte, of course, ends up being one of the better visits in the league is the team goes in November, just when things are starting to cool down a little bit. Charlotte is just a little bit warmer, and oftentimes you find yourself still able to just go outside with a shirt on instead of wearing a jacket everywhere and starting to get ready for winter. Poke that down along Cedric Pare. Ridden off the puck as it's grabbed up and through the middle. Villeneuve after it there. He gets a bit of a squeeze. Barbolini moves it up on the backhand. Cedric Pare off the boards and back into the zone it comes. Johnson trying to untangle himself as it comes back up through the middle. Leonard a little toss along, but it is Rafai who is able to get a hold of it. Shaw quick onto the hands and through the middle. Abrazizi trying to move it back. Chaz Sharp right back across the line. It comes off of Shaw and back in, but the Checkers eventually move it back down the ice. It'll be picked up for icing and brought all the way back. We'll do it all again tomorrow, by the way, 4 o'clock, the Checkers and the Marlies, as they return the favor for 2 games in a weekend. And then the Marlies really only have one outside the division after that. It's all North Division play for the most part. As they'll have a weekend where they face Laval and Belleville. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Home and home with Belleville. A lot of home games still on the schedule, still to come as well. Back across the line it comes. Asplund hangs up, centers it out, and a shot doesn't get through. Looks like it's Shaw who comes away with it, and Abrazizi picks it up. Heading down the right wing, cuts back in, has some help there, and Steves, but he sends it to the goal. Back out of the corner. Asplund gets to it. Abrazizi trying to convince him to give it over, and he'll carry it himself across the line. Pugliarvi looks to the goal and decides he's got to work that at the blue line to keep it in. Now a stick up on the hands of Quillen as he comes back and collects it. At the line, they finally drive this one, I think, back out across the line. Indeed, they have. And Quillen comes in to pry it out of the pile, moves it back. The hands of Alex Nylander. Cross sights. Hervinen drives it off the windows and in. Quillen comes back to it. Plus, Charlotte, of course, also has a terrific old building there, the old Charlotte Coliseum. The domed roof, greenish in color, green, teal, green, what would you guys call that? I don't know, if you've been there. Add in, here's Benning. Not a two-way street here on FloHockey. You just can't start broadcasting in the middle of this as well. As they turn back one more time. 5.5 off the clock here in the third period as it pops off the stanchion and in. A quick whistle on that one as it looked like a perfect opportunity to get back to that one. And O'Couliar and Blandisi tied up, and Blandisi gives him a shot there as Blandisi reaches in to see if he can't start something. Blandisi, no doubt, a little put out here as you want to start something, but you're wearing the fishbowl. I don't know if that's quite on the list of approved activities. And are they going to call a penalty? They are. Blandisi is going to sit down. It's going to be 4-on-4 here. So here's the thing, as the whistle went long before that. Mastro Simone gives him a bit of a shot, and then Blandisi comes in, and the two are going to go back and forth, but they're just having a continued conversation here with the referee. And Blandisi, I don't know what he's doing down there in the penalty box, but he's pointing up, I think, to the board. Regardless, they're both going to end up with penalties on this one, though it looks as though there's going to be an extra couple of minutes handed out here. And the Marlies may end up with a power play. They've got 5 bodies out there. So, indeed, Jordy Kinnear is pretty upset over on the bench, as you can see. He's got some thoughts that he wants to share with the officiating crew. Now the Marlies are indeed going to end up with a power play opportunity here in the 3rd period. 5:36, the time of the penalties. And Joe Blandisi not available on the power play, as they finally put another body in the box. Zabane goes in. Continued conversation as it is flipped up to the line, and now down comes Lockwood. Turns around, knocked away from him, down into the corner. Villeneuve rides away from him as Lockwood picks it up and comes back into his own zone with it. And it is all the way back down the ice as Villeneuve will grab it up there. Abruzzese looking for a route through the middle. Hangs on and gets through the middle. He wasn't given much opportunity or choice to get back the other way. Hildeby picks it up there and then cross ice. Leonard, he's got a little bit of speed in those skates. That gave you a pause. As choices here on the power play limited. PK of Charlotte doing a pretty good job in this hockey game. This is the 4th opportunity for Toronto. They haven't allowed one as they pin it into the corner. Everybody getting out the shovels as Steves is able to get it back up to Villeneuve. Steves off the wall on his backhand. He gets it over Villeneuve down toward the goal, picked up. Abruzzese trying to tap it back, and they do get it back to Villeneuve. Steves back over to Abruzzese. Up high, Villeneuve blasts one, and that one goes off a stick and into the neighbor's yard. 32 seconds left to go in the penalty. This brings on Cedric Paré, Solo, Nylander, Niemela, and Hervinen. Roughing was the call there from, here's Nylander, shot off the blocker and back down the ice. And unsportsmanlike conduct for Akuliar. Hervinen picks it up. And he's got a little bit of speed as he takes down his man through the middle, Hervinen, and the crowd is unsure whether that was all on the right side of the law. Nylander, 3 seconds left to go in the penalty. Cedric Paré has it lifted from him, but coming back to collect it, Niemela. Zabane was right out of the box looking for an opportunity 2-on-1 back the other way. Joe Blandisi was in for roughing as well, and they remain in the box at the moment. Long pass, gets through the middle. Zabane worked to it, but Sharp up the boards. Right back in, turning around, off of Hildeby as he fights that one. And it drops over to the boards. Shot there as the Checkers feel as though that penalty unwarranted and drawn a little energy off the injustice. Mastrosimone sends it back into the Checkers zone as they make some changes behind that move. Checkers trying to work this back in, down toward the goal, into the corner. Johnson picks it up there, fires it along for William Villeneuve. That one tipped up, back down deep. Mastrosimone after it, reverse back as Barbolini investigates. Back up high comes Niemela. Broken stick on the play. That got a bit of an eruption out of the crowd. Barbolini as they come back up along the near side wall. There's a new twig for Niemela. Moves it ahead. Barbolini chips it in, and Marley's going to make a couple of changes. Johnson comes back after it. Then he is upended at the end of the play. Puljujärvi gets it back out. Pasculo sends it down deep into the Toronto zone. Back along the glass. Barbolini kicks it off the wall, finding Logan Shaw. Now he comes back across the line with Steves. Hangs on, shoots. Steves just wide of the mark. Back over for Rafai. Down low it comes. Rides up off the windows. Steves tips off his stick. Ties Chris Mueller. He's got in a 72-game season, 33 goals. The only folks in front of him now are folks with 80-game seasons in front of him. Alex Steves. So that one comes across unevenly and offside with 9:57 left to go here in the third period, as the Marlies holding on to a 2-1 lead, courtesy Jacob Quillen, who scored way back at 6:12 of the second period. And there's the horn that tells us that the Shovels are ready to come out. Well, they were anxious this time. They burst out of that door and got right at the job. We'll be back with more Marlies hockey in a moment.
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the result, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am.
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
There's Jacob Quillen. He's got the go-ahead goal here at the moment that has the Marlies up 2-1 and trying to hang on and drive home a W here at Scotiabank Arena. 9:56 left to go in the third period. Villeneuve sweeps it up along the boards, but it's directed back into the corner, and then out of the corner it finds its way to Roni Hervinen. Lifted to the far side. Comes up along the near wall and back out into center. Leonard tried to get a foot on that one, and Villeneuve directs it back into the Charlotte zone. Florida organization relying on this Charlotte club. Used to be with Carolina, but they ended that affiliation as Carolina kind of wobbled about looking for affiliations, and not sure what their thinking was necessarily beyond that one way or another, but they went without, I think, the 1 year, and Florida decided that's a pretty good location to drop into in Charlotte. Close enough. You can probably get about 6 flights daily, I would think. Probably more than that, but easily find your prospects when you need them, and Charlotte's a hub as well as far as airlines are concerned. So when you are able to get there, and you're able to get your folks where you need them to be when you need them to be. Turning back, Mastro Simone with the puck here. Florida taking advantage of that locale. We'll work it back off the wall. Blandesi, he's upended by Criscuolo. On the ice it comes, Niemela. Hangs on. Looks ahead as Charlotte trying to work their way back to even here with Toronto, and the Marlies looking for their 31st victory. They came up with a tough game against Providence the other night, and I'm going to say Also coming off a win against Rochester, Charlotte. Here's Steves with it. Ben Steves as it rounds about. Shot goes off the back of Mastro Simone and into the corner. They roll back and step out. The shot knocked down. Niemela is able to get it over to Blandisi, who lifts it back out into center, and the Marlies will make changes here. And the great thing about this Marlies team, and if you look beyond where they're at here at the moment, Mermis trying to center back out. Barbolini back off the wall. Johnson kept in. Indeed, it is fighting his way back to the goal. As Villeneuve able to keep that one off the mark. Scoot doing the work there for the Checkers. Barbolini will chase it down into the corner. He's got some help here in Reese Johnson. Gets it loose, wanted to center, or at least push it back out to Cedric Pare. Knocked away from one, and now back out in through the middle it comes. Rafai moves it back across the line. Jornfont a piece and back into the Toronto zone it comes. Chasing it down. Marshall Rafai moves it along, gets a little help from Sharp here, and back off the wall it comes as Alex Steves moves it ahead. Doesn't get very far with it, and back across they come. Good wide open real estate opportunity for Asplund. Closed in on him pretty quick as Will Lockwood worked to it and tipped away by Logan Shaw, trying to get it back up the boards. Comes back off. Leonard to the goal, and that one high into the glass. Back up to the point it comes and beyond as it finds its way back out into center ice. Gathered in by Shaw. Here's Rafai with it. Great thing about this John Gruden team, he does give everybody a pretty decent chance at ice time. This puck rolls past Tommy Miller. He comes back and collects it again and protects this one as he moves it back to Niemela. Off the windows and back out into center, hoping to find Quillen. Kraskulo gathers it in, looks to the goal, and that is knocked away by Miller before it becomes a shot on. Bounces along for Niemela. He wanted to get it back up the boards to the point and out. Nylander trying to get a stick on it. Crossover. Here's Carrick to the goal. And Hildeby makes the save and hangs on with 5:51 left to go in the third period. Checkers buzzing about in the offensive zone. A couple of decent opportunities. Dennis Hildeby cuts down that last drive from Trevor Carrick. We'll be back in a moment.
Change the game, and we change who plays. Change who plays, and we change the playing field. Change the playing field, and we change the result. Change the results, and we change the story. Change the story, and we change tomorrow.
I am
Tomorrow. Invest in me.
Dennis Hildeby has faced 19 shots this afternoon as his teammates in front of him have done a pretty good job of making sure that he has not seen too many high danger opportunities. In an afternoon when you're talking about goal scorers in Leonard and Alex Steves, Hildeby coming up with some important work as it finds its way on an edge riding down into the corner. Quillen moving it back to his defensive helpers, and Mermis hammers it right back in. Quillen trying to pick it back off the wall. It does pop into a spot and at the line. Challenged. Quillen stealing it away with Nylander as well as Carrick has to come in to help out. Benning moves it along for Lockwood to the goal. Hildeby is forced to hang on to that one as Leonard comes right in after it. 5:13 left to go. Defensive zone draw brings out Joe Blandisi and his crew. As they say, we'll do it all again tomorrow afternoon. Regardless of whatever outcome you get here today, you've got another one, and it is part of the difficulty level as far as the dismount is concerned in that second game. Whoever wins, it's always difficult to pick up 2 against anybody. Solo. Mastro Simone over the line. Throws it down into the corner. Blandisi fighting for this one. It's kicked along as Puljujärvi gives it straight over to Mastro Simone into the corner. Blandisi fighting for space there. Solo trying to move a little bit of freight behind him. Less than 5 minutes to go. Solo picks it up. Centered shot. Scores! The Mastro Simone comes up with the goal to give the Marlies an insurance lead of 3-1. What a feed. What a finish. He has been buzzing about all over the place, so near to popping goals and doing the work that's required, and he gets rewarded there. One clean off the stick with less than 5 minutes to go. Steve Sullivan giving him some congratulations as he knows that he easily could have far more than what he does this season. He has been awfully terrific. And his crew out in California put me on to the California burrito. So clearly a giant winning season as far as I'm concerned. With Robert Mastro Simone. Now here's one for Barbolini. He's just trying to collect that one. He was down deep and only Trevor Carrick with him. The veteran able to make sure that doesn't become more dangerous than it looked like it was going to be. Less than 4 minutes to go here. Rafai. On for Steves as he sends it in. Steves comes after it again. He taps it off the wall. Steves turning, trying to get it back out of the corner. Lockwood kicked away and Steves still with it. Shaw. Steves behind the goal, tries to back out and get a shot in. Tipped away by Miller. Come back to it. Now jumping back to it. It is knocked down by Rafai as Abrazizi does a real good job there of breaking up the play. As there goes the goaltender, Kakinen, out of the game, and the extra attacker added here for Charlotte as it's dropped back. Along the near side it comes. Benning picks it up there. He's got lots of bodies out front now. Asplund back over for Benning. Out front, up high, and it drops inside the ballpark. Comes back up to the blue line. Benning again. Back over. Careful movement of the puck here. Puljujärvi at the game's opening goal. Down towards Hildeby. Actually got it softly off the pads and now finds its way back to the near side. Leonard tipped off of Abrazizi's stick and back out. The Marlies are able to get in a change of personnel, and they're going to do a couple of different changes for Charlotte. Challenge there at the blue line as it is popped up. And once again finds its way into the first row of seats. There you see Capo Kakinen, who 23 shots on goal from Toronto. 3 goals against. He picked up the win in Rochester and earlier this week, or rather in his first game against with the Charlotte Checkers. And now they call a timeout to have a little discussion on what they want to do in a 6-on-5 offensive zone situation. Marlies getting some words here penalty kill wise as far as that is concerned, as the Marlies, as they say, trying to take home their 31st victory of the season. Dennis Hildeby's 12-6-2 this season, and 6-4 in his last 10 starts. Having a decent game, though. I would say that his teammates have not allowed him too many high danger opportunities. When you take a look at the shot chart, you see that exactly, where the shots came from, and it doesn't tell you the degree of difficulty of each shot. That'd be asking a lot. But there haven't been too many that he hasn't had a decent eye on. As Logan Shaw comes in for the face-off. And Mermis hammers it back up. Pugliarvi keeps it in at the blue line. Battling for it, Miller comes off the wall. Criscolo picks it up. Johnson on his backhand, trying to work it back and keep it into the corner. That's a long ask there as Leonard hoped to collect it. Miller gets tied up with the referee, who tries to step out of the way. It does get poked loose, and Criscolo moves it back to the far side. Chasing it is Johnson, picked up back off the wall. That one dies along the wall as I think it hit flat, actually. Alex Steves out, as it is sent hard back in. Hildeby right back. Mermis playing it back. Steves off of a couple of bodies and back into the hands of Leonard. Works to the goal. Boy, that one got up high in a hurry and found itself easily 15 rows back here at Scotiabank Arena. Minute 19 left to play. Happening on the bench, and the Checkers changing out just about everybody. In fact, did change out everybody out here. Put a brand new 6 out. The Marlies a new 5. Cedric Pare pretty steady in the face-off circle for John Gruden this year. Skoog knocked down in the first period and left the game at that point, but luckily coming back and staying off the injured list for Jordy Kinnear. It is Villeneuve who pushes it up the far side. Benning stops it from getting out, and they move it right back into the near side corner. Quick to it is Quillen. He sees some attention right away as it's banked off the boards, and this one comes back out across the line. Trying to chase it down there was Quillen. Hard back in it comes. Last minute of play in the third period. On to Villeneuve's stick. Chases it down, lifts it up along the windows. Blandisi high to the line but not out. Nornfont keeps it in as the Checkers get it back up. Moving it quickly now and efficiently. Out of the corner, couple of bodies out front. Boy, that was a great opportunity, but juggled. Nornfont grabs it up. Here's Smith with it. Down toward the goal. Snapped up. Hildeby comes up with the save. 25.2 seconds left to go, and they'll change out the 6 again. And the Marlies will put on a new group as well. Fresh legs, fresh energy to it. Marlies will wear their green uniforms tomorrow. If you're interested in coming on out to the Coliseum, the game starts at 4 o'clock against this same Checkers squad. Lifted up off the glass and all the way down the ice, and Alex Steves will come back to it. He'll pick it up in the corner, tap it along to Johnson. He'll get it back. He's got some help out front, and Logan Shaw, but couldn't get sticky on that puck as it rolls out front. The crowd wanted to see an empty netter. Less than 5 seconds to go as the Marlies will pick up the win here at Scotiabank, and they will finish up this season with 3 wins on this big ice and 1 shootout win. Pretty decent record here at Scotiabank. That hasn't always been the case. Dennis Hildeby moves to 13-6-2 on the season. Alex Steves picking up a goal in this one to put him to 33, and the only folks in front of him are Johnny Pohl with 36 and Brad Lieb with 34. Both those guys with 80 game seasons as the Marlies come away with the victory here and move to 31, 17, and 9. Dennis Hildeby pretty good in his last 2 starts, and having a word there with Artie Ektaamov as the Marlies will take home this victory. But I got to tell you, winning 2 in a row against the same team, tall order, but the Marlies maybe with a little luck of the Irish on their side tomorrow as they jump into their green uniforms and break out the 4-leaf clovers and the pots of gold and the leprechauns and, well, whatever else the luck of the Irish implies. But maybe Alex Steves as well, and former Notre Dame Fighting Irish, as we wait for the 3 stars here for this game. And the announcement from Mike Rossi, who's taken over for Simon Bennett, who is taking some vacation. Let's give a listen.
The first star from your Marlies, number 73, Zach Solo. The second star from your Marlies, number 35, Dennis Hildeby.
Hildeby with the second star, well deserved, faced 22 shots, turned aside 21, only giving up a goal on the power play, and really the first bit of business as first minute and a half of the game.
Number 94, Robert Mastrosimone.
And there's the first star of the hockey game, Robert Mastrosimone. As well deserved, as comes up with the goal that really put the nail in it. Goal and an assist on the afternoon. Zach Solo with a couple of assists, and the Marlies come away with a 3-1 victory. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock right here on FloHockey with the Checkers and the Marlies again, and hope you join us for that one. And ought to be as good and as interesting as this game was this afternoon from here on Bay Street. I'm Todd Crocker. For our entire crew, thanks so much for tuning in right here on FloHockey, the Toronto Marlies Hockey.